All right, welcome everyone. Hey, Sergio. Oh, I missed you too, Constance. All right, so we'll get started soon in a few minutes here, everyone. Make yourselves comfortable, okay? You can get your yoga mat set up. If you have yoga props, feel free to grab them. That could be a blanket. If you have yoga blocks, go ahead and have those on hand. But if not, any sort of household item, get creative. You can use like a pantry item. You can use, I don't know, whatever you've got. So, or simply just using a mat will be fine as well. Cool? All right, my name is Matty Espino. If we haven't met yet, and welcome to a yoga class this Tuesday evening. Hi, Miri. All right, and if you want the playlist, there is going to be some music. You probably won't be able to hear it within this video, but you could play it on a separate device. The Spotify playlist is on the stories for Chelsea Piers, so you can check that out. Hey, Chloe. It is called Accessing Community 50, right? Or feel free to play any sort of music that feels comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be the one that I've set, or simply just move in what feels comfortable, right? Cool. All right, happy to see so many people. Cool, so we will get started in a couple minutes. Again, make yourselves comfortable. If you want to chat in the chat box there or something, a little hi, a wave, those hearts, whatever you want, right? Maybe even see someone that you know, you're more than welcome to go ahead and give them a little shout out. Cool? Okay, so for today's class this evening, if you have yoga props, feel free to grab them. So 2 blocks or a block. If not, it's not a big deal, right? You can use any sort of item that might give you some support if you want it to maybe hold on to. Could be a big box, some thick books, anything that you have if you want them. And if you've got sensitive knees or things like that, always a blanket, towel could be handy. Feel free to grab those. Yay! I'm so happy you all are here. Thanks for flowing it out with me, or going to flow it out with me, okay? So just about 6. If you are newer to practicing with me, so my name is Matty Espino. You can catch me on my handle, which is supermat1123, okay? So I teach at Chelsea Piers in Brooklyn, and so happy to be here virtually with you. Vinyasa Flow. It is a bit more creative in some of the sense, so we do move a bit, but definitely take it at your own pace. Hey, Meredith. Modify as needed, and just really an opportunity to just have fun, get into the body, be with your breath, all right? If you want to find some movements now, more than welcome to, so you can take your cows and cats and things like that. I'm just going to do a little talk as I usually like to start, and sort of if you have the playlist, so the theme of the playlist, or the title I should say, was accessing community. And the reason why I sort of titled that was, so recently, because I have lots of time now, I think some of us have that right experience. I've been actually in this sort of yoga conference, this virtual yoga conference, and a lot of the talk that they've been sort of bringing is this idea of what brought them into yoga, which is the essence of community, right? And with community, it's that idea of the opportunity to access it. And I think that it's a little challenging within these times because we're not in the physical space that we're used to. But I think what's beautiful is we have this platform to at least, connect in some level. Cool? So we'll work with that. Let's go ahead and make our way onto our mats if you're not already there. And then you can queue up the playlist. So I'm going to start it here in 3, in 2, and 1. All right. Once you get your way onto the playlist starting up, we'll make our way to a child pose. So you can draw your knees wide, seat towards your heels, and just take a moment to land here. So forehead get tapped towards the ground. If you've got that block, you're more than welcome to use it. A blanket, right? Anything underneath the head. And just a moment to ground. Notice where the evening's taken you. Maybe your day. And a big breath in through the nose. And sigh out through the mouth. All right, start to press your way to all fours, tabletop, hands and knees, everyone. Shoulders on top of the wrists, hips right on top of your knees. And then a couple more cows and cats here. So as you inhale, you'll drop the belly, and then exhale to round. Okay, if you found a few of these, then an invitation to start to maybe explore. So you can stick with the parameters of up and down, but if you want to start to maybe move into the space that you're in, some side to sides, hip wiggles, feel free to get into the wrists, right? Really making it yours. Okay. And after a couple more movements, at your pace, all right, we'll make our way to a downward facing dog. So getting right into it, you'll tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. You can pedal out through the feet in your dog a bit. Nod your head, no and yes, whatever you might need to continue to wake up through the body. And from this down dog, eventually draw your way into stillness. You can have a good bend through the knees, all good. Continue to let the butt bones pike nice and high. Plank pose on your next breath in. You'll start to shift your way forward and start to feel your strength here. So shoulders stack right on top of the wrists. Think ribs drawing in, big breath in. As you breathe out, knees will draw wide, child's pose. Seat towards your heels, let the forehead tap to the ground. Now eyes start to take them forward. You'll dive onto the belly for a baby cobra. Take your time. Let the tops of the feet here press into the ground. Elbows draw straight back, finding that lift through your chest. Big breath in. Big breath out. Now slowly here, everyone, you'll lower your head down. We're going to get a little bit playful here. Keep your left arm in its cobra position, and then as best you can, you'll take your right arm out towards the right side of your mat, right? Working with whatever space you have. From here, nice and easy, start to roll over towards your right side, okay? Easy shoulder opener. You'll take your legs to stack. You might stay like this. If it feels accessible, maybe your head will land onto the ground or to a block, okay? From here, if you want to work into opening up the chest a little bit more, you start to lift your left leg, bend your left knee, and then tap the foot behind you to open up through the shoulder just a bit more. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, now from this position, everyone, you'll start to transition back through center. So stack the legs just the way you came. Now you'll come back into that cobra position. This time, left hand, bring it to your cheek, and then swing your way over to face the opposite side. And from here, you'll bend your right knee, bring your foot onto the ground behind you. So it's kind of like you're lounging. Just imagine you're on the couch. We'll call this our hey, what's up pose, okay? From here, start to bring your right knee in, and just a moment to hover. And then slowly, with the right knee bent, you'll land back down onto the belly. So we're just rolling around onto the mat. You can interlace your fingers here, let the head land onto the ground. Take a moment, let the breath open up through the hip, breathing in and breathing out. Now slide your hands back like you're coming into a cobra. You'll take your right leg to meet the left, tuck your toes, and then press your way into a plank. Hold it here, downward facing dog, hips up and back. From your down dog, everyone, take your right leg to rise for 3 legs, and then open up your hip one more time, bend your right knee. You can make any circle. Circle out through the hip, the ankle, just a little bit of movement, fluidity, mobility through the joints. And then anchoring into stillness. Keep the right knee bent. Do your best to bring your right knee towards your right arm. Hold hover moment. Lift it back up. We'll take it into a 3-leg downward facing dog. From here, right knee to right arm, and then step your right foot wide, okay? Now, bring your back knee down to the ground. You'll untuck the foot, reach your right arm up towards the sky, peel open for a twist. Finding broadness through the chest, take big breath in, big breath out. Take your top arm, everyone, start to reach it forward, and you'll take your hand down. Tuck your back toes, downward facing dog. Breath out, hips up and back. Again, you can find some movements here, pedal it out, nod your head no and yes. Then from your down dog, plank pose with your next inhale, shift your way forward, get nice and long. Child's pose with your exhale, knees can draw down, seat to heels. Start to peek your eyes forward. It's a baby cobra. You can slide forward. You might pass through hands and knees. That's all good. Press the tops of the feet down to lift your chest. Then you'll lower your head down. Now from this position, everyone, so your right hand will stay in its cobra-like shape. Take your left arm long out behind you. So left arm out long behind you. And then rolling onto your left side, you'll start to open up. Keep this a little gentle, right? Opening up through you might feel this through the left side of your chest. You can stay like this, or perhaps start to lift your right leg, bend your right knee, and then simply step behind you, working a little bit deeper to open up through the front body. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now start to transition back the way you came, stacking the legs. You'll lower down onto the belly. Slide your left hand back like you're coming into a cobra. Take your right hand to your right side of your face. And then we start to lounge on the opposite side. This is sort of the, hey, what's up pose, right? You can bend your left knee, bring your left foot behind you onto the ground. You might stay like this or start to draw the left knee in, okay? I'm just working to open up through the hip. Now slowly, you'll bring your way back down, land onto the ground, onto the belly. Left knee is still bent. You can interlace your fingers, let the forehead drop, okay? Opening up through the hip this way, breathing in and breathing out. Now slide your left leg back, hands by your rib cage. You'll tuck your toes. Use your strength, press your way into a plank. Downward facing dog, hips up and back. From this down dog, everyone, you'll take your left leg, lift it up towards the ceiling. Start to open up your hip, bend your left knee, and make any movements here. You can circle out through the leg, big or small, it doesn't matter, but moving at your pace and being with your breath. Eventually we'll meet in stillness. You'll take your left knee towards left arm. Hold hover, maybe it taps arm, it doesn't have to. You'll lift it back up for 3 legs. Then left knee towards your left arm and step your foot wide. If you have to take your hand to your ankle to support it forward, that's all good. Back knee comes down, untuck your back foot, left arm peels up towards the sky for your twist. Big breath in. And big breath out. Start to sweep the top arm over and reach it forward and down. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Down dog with your breath out. One more time, plank pose as you breathe in. Shift your way forward. Child's pose with your breath out. Eyes can peek forward, and then it's a baby cobra. You might slide forward or pass through hands and knees to lower. Big breath in. As you exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you get to your dog here, now start to bring movement back into the feet. Slow and steady, 1 footstep at a time. You'll walk your way forward to the top of the mat. Once you get to the top, think long spine, flat back, maybe hands to shins, big breath in, and then exhale to fold. All right, bending through your knees, everyone start to roll your way up to stand. Let your head be the last to rise. We'll meet in a mountain form right at the top. You can roll your shoulders a few times, up, back, and down, and arms right by your side. Take a moment to check in, notice your body, notice your breath. And as we start to move into these shapes and forms, right, creating access into them, if you need to change them, modify them, take it at whatever pace you like, that is all good. Move like you here. A big breath in, side out your mouth. On your next inhale, you'll reach the arms up. Let's get long and tall. Breathe it in. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, dive on down. Step your right leg back to a lunge as you breathe in. Downward facing dog will be your breath out. Plank pose on your inhale, everyone. Shift your weight forward. Now, from here, draw your shoulders. Let them draw past the wrist. You can always bring your knees down if you want. Lower all the way down. Maybe it's one piece. Inhale for a baby cobra. Breath in. Downward facing dog will be your breath out. Hips up and back. Take your right leg to rise with your breath in. You'll step your right foot forward. Keep looking forward. Left foot will meet the right. Think long spine, flat back. And then exhale to fold. Press into your feet, rise the arms up, big inhale, and then exhale, take it all the way down, we fold, breath out. Left leg to your lunge, step back, breathe it in, down dog is your breath out. Plank pose as you inhale, drawing the heart forward. Your way to lower, it might be one piece all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra, downward facing dog with your breath out, hips up and back. Now take your left leg, everyone. Lift it up towards the sky for 3 legs. You'll step your way forward, left foot in between the hands. Take your time to find that. Right foot meets the left as you breathe in, long spine, and fold with your breath out. Press into your feet, reach up, grow tall, big inhale. And then exhale, right away we dive down, round 2. Same thing, right leg to your lunge, step back, breath in, down dog with your breath out. Plank pose on the inhale, shift your way forward. Now once more, again, the shoulders a little bit forward. Your choice, you might lower halfway chaturanga or all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Up dog will lengthen arms, lift thighs and knees. Down dog is your breath out. Take your right leg to rise as you breathe in, 3 legs. Step your right foot forward, all the time you need. Left foot will meet the right, long spine, breath in, and fold, breath out. Rise up, grow tall, stand tall, big breath in. Exhale, we take it down, forward fold. Step your left leg back to a lunge, breath in. Down dog will be your breath out. Plank pose as you inhale, draw your way nice and long. Again, your way to lower could be halfway, maybe the knees come down. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog, your choice. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Left leg lifts as you breathe in. Step your way forward. Now keep looking forward. Right foot will meet the left. Long spine, breath in, and fold, breath out. Press into your feet, rise up, grow tall. Last round. Exhale to fold, we let it go. Some changes along the way. Step your right leg back as you breathe in. Now this time, listen carefully. Plank pose, vinyasa. You'll lower down your amount. Inhale to open up through the chest, any amount. Downward facing dog is your breath out. Hold it here. Take a moment to feel the strength within this shape, perhaps changes within the physical form that you've created, and then come back to the breath. Now, even though we're in a virtual space, we're in the comfort of our own home, right? We're still moving here as a community. So take a big breath in together. Side out your mouth. The choice is yours. Looking forward, okay, you can walk your way forward, you can step, you can hop, you might donkey kick your way forward. If you've taken my class, you'll know what that is. Think long spine, breath in, and fold with your breath out. Press into your feet, rise the arms long and tall, big inhale, and then exhale, we fold, let it go. Left leg to your lunge, step back, breathe it in. Now you've got plank to your vinyasa, okay? Take that at your pace. If you want to take it right away to downward facing dog, that is all good. Once you get to your dog, it's a moment to anchor. Breathe it in. Any noise out the mouth. Again, look forward in between the hands. It is your choice. Step, hop, float your way forward. I'll meet you at the top. Flat back, half lift, breath in. Full breath out. Utkatasana chair pose, everyone. Bend your knees, sit nice and deep. Now as you find this chair, it's up to you. Maybe there's some space between the legs. You can also have your feet in closer together. But let the butt bone steer back a little bit. Energy of the chest stays lifted. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Good, let's take it into a diver's pose from here. Lift up to your tippy toes, everyone. Your legs might have a bend. That's okay. If your legs want to straighten out, all good. But let the trajectory of the heart draw forward. Get nice and long. Breathe it in. As you exhale, chair pose. Press into your feet, rise up, grow tall, big inhale. Exhale, we fold. Now find a long spine, flat back to prepare. Place your hands to the mat. It is your choice. You'll step, float it back, hop it back through a vinyasa, or straight back to your downward facing dog. Big inhale in. Any noise out the mouth. All right, let's go ahead and build a flow here, everyone. So take your right leg, lift it up towards the sky for 3 legs. You'll step your right foot forward in between the hands. Again, all the time you need, make sure the right foot's in between the thumbs. Back foot, seal it down to the ground. We'll rise the chest, rise the arms. Warrior 1. Now within this warrior 1, okay, press down to the outside edge of your back foot. Do your best to steer the front left hip point forward and keep the energy of the arms reaching up towards the sky. Once you create that solidity, next breath in, lengthen through your front leg. Your choice, maybe the arms by your side. You can interlace the fingers. Big breath in to lift your heart. Breath out, bend your right knee. We tie down, devotional warrior. Take a moment in this devotion so you're anchoring down through the feet, okay? Continue to steer your right butt bone back. Think opening up through the chest. Breathe it in. Stay for a breath out. Now rise back up for warrior 1, lifting your chest, rising the arms. You'll start to lengthen through your right leg, everyone. Turn to your left, to the back of your mat, warrior 2. Left toes turn out, open up through the arms, okay? You might have to widen the stance of the legs a little bit, but think widening through the arms as well. Broadness through your collarbones. Take your left palm, let's flip it up and back. Peaceful warrior, big breath in. As you breathe out, switch the feet, switch the arms. Peaceful warrior, front of your mat. Okay, from here, as you breathe out, you'll take your right forearm to your thigh, left arm over your face for a supported side angle, okay? Within the legs, so we've got a good bend through the front knee. Use your right forearm into thigh. Press the arm into the thigh there. Just steer here. A little bit more of a twist into the spine. And allow the chest to drop towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Triangle pose, everyone. Lengthen through your right leg. You can slide your right hand down to shin, your ankle, maybe a block. Left arm up towards the sky. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Let the trajectory here, thigh bones plug into the hips. Lean back a little bit, broadness through the chest. Now take your gaze towards your front foot, okay? You're gonna give a micro bend into the right knee. Bring your left hand onto your hip. And this is gonna be a little bit different if you've taken my class. So just simply step your left foot forward, chair pose, top of the mat. Rise your arms to the sky. Take a breath in. As you exhale, forward fold. Now keep your weight into your left foot, everyone. You'll grab onto your right ankle, rise your way up to stand, and we'll turn this into a tree pose. Foot anywhere above or below your knee. You might bring your feet onto the ground there. That's cool, okay? Palms pressed together at the heart. Take a moment to find perhaps your gaze wherever it settles. Wobbles and shakes are all good. We're in this together. Reach the arms up. Get a little bit longer through your sideways. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Now from here, okay, you'll take your right leg, slightly different, right leg behind the left, like a curtsy bow, a little ta-da moment. Bend both of your knees, draw the heart forward. Take your hands to your mat, everyone. You'll step your right leg back to a lunge, plank pose. Hold it here. Start to bring your left knee down. Spin the outer edge of your right foot down, a supported side plank, okay? Peeling the right arm up towards the sky. You can stay like this if you want the fire, if you want to stack the legs, go for it. But allow the breath to be bold and big. And regardless of how the shape manifests, let that be yours. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Top arm will frame your face. Reach up and over. Carefully bring your right hand down. Plank Vinyasa. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Let that transition be yours, however feels best for you. Trust it. Down dog is where we'll meet. Okay, left side, left leg lifts as you breathe in. Step your way forward. Warrior 1 to start. Back foot seals down. Reach your arms to the sky. So a bit of a longer round, okay? But take your time with it. So anchor down through the feet. Steer your front right hip point forward. And then we find that length, that spaciousness through the sideways, energy of the heart rising. When you're ready, you'll lengthen through your front leg. Arms by your side. Maybe you stay like this if it's better for your shoulders, or interlace the fingers. It's a bend and bow, devotional warrior. Breath out. Continue to steer the left butt bone back. So it likes to move towards the left side of your mat, okay? Keeping that sense of warrior 1 with the legs. Now with your next breath in, you'll start to rise up through the chest here. Take your time through the transition. Lengthen your front leg, turn to your right. Back of your mat is warrior two. Right toes turn out, spreading through the arms. And strength through the legs. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Take your right palm to flip up and back for peaceful warrior. Now with this same shape, okay, we'll switch the feet, switch the arms. It's peaceful warrior, front of your mat. Big breath in. As you breathe out, supported side angle. Forearm to your thigh, right arm up and over the face. So as you find this shape, okay, continue to press your arm into thigh there to open up through the hip. And with that action, perhaps you can steer here. Imagine your the right side of the body drawing up towards the sky. Breathing in. Breathing out. Triangle pose when you're ready. You'll lengthen through the left leg. If you have to narrow off the stance a little bit, that's all good. But think thigh bones here, plugging into your hips. Left hand could be on shin. Maybe it's above the knee. If you have props, feel free to use them. But find that sense of revolve through the spine, a slight subtle back bend, broadness through the chest. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now your right hand onto your hip, micro bend the front knee, a little bit different. As you shift the weight forward, everyone, nice and simple, step your way forward. It's a chair pose, top of the mat. Anchor the weight towards the backs of your heels. Be with the strength of this shape, the strength of your legs, perhaps the support there of your breath. Breathe in. As you exhale, forward fold, take it all the way down. Now your weight will stay in your right foot. Grab onto your ankle. And take your time. You'll rise you up to stand. Wobbles and shakes could happen. You might use the support of a wall. That's cool. Tree pose. Okay, foot anywhere above or below the knee joint. Palms will press together at the heart when you're ready. Feel free to explore any arm variation. They might rise up towards the sky. Be with your breathing. Big inhale. Big exhale. All right, everyone, carefully. So our exit out of this, it's a little bit of a different yoga shape. You'll take your left leg behind the right. It's a curtsy. So not really much of a yoga shape, but just a little ta-da moment. Bring your hands down. You'll step your left leg back to a lunge. From here, plank pose, and then set it up, a side plank. You can take the supported version, maybe right knee down. You'll spin the left heel down, left arm up towards the sky, or stack the legs. That is up to you. Whatever you decide. We support you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your top arm, everyone. Start to reach it forward. We gain a little bit more length. Now left hand down. It is plank pose to your vinyasa. That can mean straight back to a down dog. I'm cool with that. Up to you. Whatever feels most organic for you. Take a big breath in. Side out your mouth. Okay, so we're going to add on into that round, play with it a bit. Take your right leg, lift it up. I'll walk you through all of it. Step your right foot forward. It's a warrior one to start. Find it through the feet, back foot down, arms will rise. From this one, start to lengthen your front leg. Open up through the chest. Maybe your arms stay winged or interlace. Breath out is a devotional warrior. As you inhale, like you're passing through warrior one, rise on up, parallel the feet right away, back of your mat is warrior two, breath out. Peaceful as you breathe in, left palm flips. Okay, from here, switch it, nice and simple, through the feet, then the arms, peaceful warrior. Stay for a breath in, side angle is your breath out. Now it could be forearm to thigh, left arm over the face, just as we did. If you want to explore, maybe right hand down, you could go for those binds, it's up to you. But stay with your breathing. Big inhale. Big exhale. Now this time, everyone, left hand to your hip. Okay, I'm going to adjust just a little bit. Look down at your front foot. You'll keep the bend through your right knee. Right hand forward into the right. This is a great place perhaps for your props, your blocks. If you have them, half moon pose. Left leg will begin to rise. Take your time. Stack open through the hips. Maybe left arm to the sky. Choice to play with the back bend here if you want it. Bend your left knee, grab onto the foot or ankle. And if you fall out of this, not a big deal. Stay for a breath in. Stay for a breath out. Yes, everyone, good. Now start to bend both of your knees in the transition. I'll meet you at chair pose, top of the mat, Utkatasana. Bend through the knees, and we sit nice and deep. Big breath in. Exhale to take your fold, let it go. Now weight into your left foot, grab onto your right ankle, rise your way up to stand, and start to evolve it into your tree pose, foot anywhere above or below the knee joint. Moment to perhaps be with those wobbles and shakes. Slowly, okay, slightly different here. You'll take your right ankle, cross it over the left, and we're coming into a figure 4 chair pose. Bend your left knee, draw the chest forward, and you can start to perhaps think here, winging the arms by your side, almost like a diver's pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Now left hand to your hip, right hand maybe to your shin or your big toe. Start to rise your way up to stand and open up through the hip. You're more than welcome to keep the knee bent. You might hold on to your shin here. And just imagine this was the shape that we found on the belly right at the beginning. If you want to extend the leg out long, okay? Right leg out long, left arm out towards the side, Utthita Hasta B. Take your time. Again, it might be here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Remember that curtsy bow? We're going to find it right here. Right leg behind the left. Draw your heart forward. Hands to the ground, everyone. Right leg to your lunge. Plank pose to a side plank of your choice. Right arm up towards the sky. Again, it could be the supported version. That's all good. Start to stretch the top arm forward and down. Stay with me here. Plank pose. Right away, downward facing dog, okay? We're still flowing out. Take your right leg, okay? Right leg. Lift it up towards the ceiling. Open up your right hip. Bend your right knee. Make some movements with the right leg. Now, right knee to right arm. It could tap the arm. If you want to go for an arm balance here, go for it. Otherwise, step your right foot wide. Left hand down, right arm peels on up. Big breath in. As you breathe out, right hand down. Look to the outside edge of your left hand. Step the left foot wide. You're in a squat right at the top of the mat. Heels and toes out. Sometimes the heels will want to lift, okay? So you might bring the feet a little bit wider. Try to anchor down through the heels. And then lift through the pelvic floor. Broadness through your chest. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay. The choice is yours. You might stay like this for a couple more breaths. If you want a crow pose, you can shift the hands down, heel toe the feet in, bend the elbows back. Just an option there. And after a few breaths, everyone, I'll meet you back in downward facing dog. Your transition to get there. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It could be a step back like I did. All good. Once you're in your dog, again, take your time. Big breath in. Any noise out the mouth. You can go ha. All right, last time left side. Left leg lifts as you breathe in. You'll step your way forward. Again, foot in between the hands. It's a warrior 1. Back foot down. Reach the arms up. All the time you need, okay? You can be at my pace, slower, faster, up to you. Devotion is your breath out. Bend your left knee. Dive the heart forward. With your breath in, you'll rise on up. It's a warrior 1, transitioning to the back. Warrior 2, find it through your feet, then open up your arms. Peaceful as you breathe in. Peaceful, front of your mat, switch it. Once you find this piece, it's a big breath in. Side angle your version, forearm to thigh, right arm up and over the face. Again, build it as you. You might explore a different version, a different variation on this side. I'm cool with that. Maybe it's a bit more balancing to take whatever you did on the opposite side, okay? But be with your breath. When you're ready, you'll take your top hand to your hip, look down at your front foot, and you might grab a block or any sort of item you have. Left hand forward into the left, right leg rises, and you're coming into a big balancing shape, your half moon pose. Imagine as the hip stacks, you're kicking here, your right heel back in space, right arm up towards the sky, find that openness through the chest. It's like a triangle pose, but we flipped it on its side. Breathe in. Breathe out. I'll meet you at a chair pose, top of the mat. Your time to get there. Bend both of your knees. And we sit nice and deep. Big breath in. Exhale to fold. Gorgeous, everyone. Okay, From this position, weight into your right foot. You'll grab onto your left ankle and come up for your tree. Again, all the time you need. Could be set up here, that's cool. Yes. Now from this tree position, okay, left ankle on top of the right thigh. Bend your right knee a lot, you'll send the butt bones back. Coming into a figure four chair. You can wing the arms by your side. Let the heart continue to draw forward. And then it's your right hand to your hip, left hand, maybe it's your shin, maybe it's your big toe, and start to rise your way up to stand. Keep the knee bent to start. Focus on the length of your spine. You might stay like this. Maybe the left leg starts to draw out long, any amount. Okay? Find what works for you. You can always use the support of a wall. And your exit, whenever you're ready, is that curtsy bow. Left leg behind the right. Ta-da! Hands to the ground. Step your left leg back. From here, everyone, it's a plank to a side plank. Your version here, you can stack the legs, you can lift a leg, whatever you want, but create that ability to access the strength of the body. Stay with your breath. Top arm reaches forward. Take your left hand down, plank. Stay with me, downward facing dog, hips up and back. From your down dog, okay, finishing it up, your left leg lifts, left leg. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Any movement, circle out through the leg. You'll take your left knee to left arm. Maybe you go for the arm balance if that's something you're working with, if you have the space. Otherwise, you step the left foot wide. Left arm, peel it up towards the sky. You're in a twist. Take your top arm, reach it forward and down. Keep looking forward. Right foot outside your right hand. Squat pose, top of the mat. We won't be here quite as long, okay? But open up through the chest. Big breath in. As you breathe out, hands to the mat, lift your butt, parallel your feet for a slightly wider forward fold. Take a breath in. You might flutter through your lips, go. Start to heel toe your feet closer and together, everyone, okay? Utkatasana chair pose. Bend through your knees, reach the arms up. Are you sweating? I'm sweating here. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Let your palms press together right at the heart, okay? We're going to move into some twists and balances. Does my hat look okay? Yeah, good. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to your right. Elbow outside the thigh. Now, let here. So as the elbow hooks outside the thigh, you're still working to lengthen through the spine. Open up through the heart space. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Keep the connection of the twist, everyone. Look down at your toes. Now slow and steady, you'll shift your weight to your right foot. This might take a couple of steps. You might start to hover the left heel or simply step it back. We're coming into a higher lunge twist. You can keep the back knee lifted. You might bring the back knee down for support. That is up to you, but stay with your breath. Continue to find that sense by using the breath right. Can you lengthen through the spine? We're all perhaps a bit deeper, diving into the depths. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, if your back knee is lifted, everyone, bring it down to the ground. Take your time. You'll shift your hands down. Now rise the arms up towards the sky. Crescent Lunge, Anjaneyasana. A big breath in. Big breath out. Beautiful. Okay, start to shift your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Now right leg, lift it up towards the sky for a three-legged dog. One more time, you'll open up your hip, bend your right knee. You can make any movements here. One more time, right knee to right arm, tap, step your foot wide. Look to the outside edge of your left hand, step the left foot wide. Malasana, squat. Hands down, hips high, take your fold. Again, you can sway a few moments side to side, all good. Breathe in. And breathe out. Heel toe your feet closer and together. I usually like the big toes to touch for this one. Inner thighs, inner ankles pressing. Find what works best for your legs, your hips. Palms will press together at the heart. And then it's a twist to the left this time. Sometimes, okay, sometimes the hips want to aim out towards the right side here. So try to steer the right bum back as best you can. Keep the hips in neutral. And then think length through the spine, right? Open up. Let the spine be long, the breath be big. Big inhale. And big exhale. Peek down at your toes, okay? Weight will shift to the left foot. Take all the time you need. Right heel will start to rise. It might be right heel to glute, a little hover moment, or step it all the way back. Maybe it's a couple steps, all good. You can bring your right knee down or keep the knee lifted. It's a bit more fiery if the knee is lifted, and we'll come into this twist. Regardless of where it takes you, stay with the breath. Know that we're breathing together, even though it's in separate spaces. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. If the back knee is lifted, bring it down to the ground, everyone. Carefully, you'll shift your hands down. Now reach your arms up, lift the chest. It's a big breath in, Anjaneyasana. Stay for a breath out. Shift your hands down to frame your front foot. Low lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and you'll peel your left leg all the way up towards the sky. Left leg, okay? Three-legged dog. Open up your hip, bend your knee. Make any movements here. Okay, from here, left knee to left arm, you'll step your foot wide. One more time. Look to the outside edge of your right hand, step your right foot wide. You're in a squat. Hands down, hips high, take your fold. You can sway side to side. I'm gonna take my hat off now. Breathe it in. Side out the mouth. It's my quarantine hair. Start to heel toe the feet in closer together. Keep some space though. Step your left leg back to a lunge, everyone, okay? Let there be a little bit more wideness within the leg here. So your right foot outside the right hand, bring your back knee down, untuck the back foot. Left hand down, peel your right arm up. We're coming into a twist. From here, maybe your right arm will start to reach towards the back of your mat. You might stay like this. If you want, bend your left knee, reach for your foot or ankle. And we're coming into this lizard twist. So opening up through the left thigh, the hip, as well as opening up through the chest. If you want to slide down to the left forearm, you're more than welcome to. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Release your left ankle if you have it. Bring your right hand down, everyone. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Then nice and simple, okay? Left foot outside the left hand. And let's switch it. So right foot will step back. You're in this slightly wider lunge. Bring the back knee down and tuck the foot. Left arm peels on up. You could stay like this. Maybe the left hand starts to reach towards the back end of your mat. You could stay like this. Otherwise, bend your right knee. You might grab onto their foot or ankle. And then open up through the spine. Stay with your breath. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Start to release the back foot if you have it, everyone. Left hand down. Okay, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Hips up and back. Take your time to get here. Plank pose as you breathe in. Child's pose with your breath out. Knees to the ground, seat towards your heels. If you need to grab water or anything like that, towel off if you're feeling sweaty, more than welcome to. Take a moment. If you are in your child's pose, notice the efforts of your body, the efforts of your breath. Big inhale in. Side out your mouth. Okay. I'll meet you in a baby cobra at the top of the mat. We're going to continue to still get a little bit playful here. So hands are right by the rib cage, lift through the chest, right as we did at the beginning of class. You'll lower your head down. Keep your left hand where it is, okay, in this cobra leg shape. Right arm will reach out behind you, or excuse me, towards the side, and then slowly roll over towards your right side, okay? Again, you can stay like this. You might lift here, your left leg, and then bend the left knee. Take your time with that as you work to open up through the shoulder, through the chest. And then carefully, legs together, roll your way back through center. So listen up, it's your left hand to your left face. Turn over onto the left side. You can bring your hand onto the right waist if you want. And then start to bend your right knee. Now maybe your right foot lands onto the ground behind your left leg. Great place to stay. You might start to take your right knee in towards the face, right hand onto the thigh for a version of Vishnu's couch. You could stay like this. If you're feeling extra playful, grab onto the big toe and maybe the right leg extends up towards the sky. It doesn't matter how high the leg gets towards your face, but working with balance, be with your breath. Big inhale. Big exhale. Carefully, if the leg's out long, you'll bend your right knee. Keep the knee bent. Let it land towards the right side of your mat. Interlace your fingers. Hands down, head down. Now our transition. Right leg slides back. Bring your hands by your hips. A brief baby cobra. Just open up through the chest. Exhale to lower. Keep your right hand where it is so it's in that cobra-like shape. Left arm reaches out towards the left side as best you can. Roll over towards the left. Now you can stay like this again. All good. Maybe you take your right leg up. You'll bend the right knee. Tap the ground behind you. Opening up through the shoulders some more. And let the legs stack. You'll come back through center. Okay? From here, everyone, bring your right hand to your cheek. Roll over to the right side. Little loungy moment, like a hey, what's up, everyone? Okay. Can take your left leg behind your right leg, left foot behind the right foot. You can stay like this. This is another version of Vishnu's couch. You might take your left hand to left thigh. Still, it's interesting how we get into this, and it does challenge the balance a bit. If you want to reach for the big toe, go for it. It's like your Utthita Hasta B, and then left leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Or maybe if you have the range, right, it could draw a little closer towards your face. Doesn't have to, though. Breathe in. And breathe out. You're all probably like, what's he making us do? Bend your left knee, take your time, everyone. Okay, you'll land onto the belly, keep the left knee bent. You can interlace your fingers. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slide your left leg to meet the right. Bring your hands by your rib cage like you're passing through a child's pose. Seat towards your heels. Walk your hands back, start to lift your head, lift your chest, and then a moment to have a seat. It's a great place. If you have sensitive knees, you could always grab a blanket here, everyone. Take your time. You'll bring your knees onto the blanket, hips about hips width. Tuck your toes, and then hands to sacrum. Okay? Coming into one camel-like shape. Draw the elbows back. You can start to press the hips forward and let the energy of the heart lift. You can stay like this if you want to reach for the ankles. You're more than welcome to. The backs of the feet, cool. Just one of these. In your own time, chin towards the spine, rise right on up. You can untuck the feet, bring your feet down towards your heels, and then slowly, carefully, everyone, butt to any side. Start to transition, legs out in front of you, and lay down onto your backs. Take a moment to just notice and observe. You could bring the feet into constructed rest, feet wide, knock the knees into touch. As you land onto the back body, notice how the body feels, right, within these movements, these shapes and forms. And it doesn't matter what the shapes look like, but creating our own sort of access into whatever manifested. And even in these virtual communities, right, still allowing ourselves to breathe together. When you're ready, you can bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug, a squeeze. If you want a happy baby here, more than welcome to take it. Reach for the outer edges of the feet. And then in your own time, you can extend the legs out long. Drift your arms by your side. Shavasana. If laying on the back body is perhaps a bit too grounding for you in this moment, you could always come up to a seat, cross the legs, close the eyes, moment in seated meditation. Just a moment to focus in on the breath. Whether it's laying onto the back body or laying or sitting, perhaps the focus will be to follow the inhales and exhales and recognizing the efforts, knowing that wherever the thoughts might drift, that's okay. Best foot forward together to anchor back into this present moment. For those who found their way onto the back body, if you'd like to stay there a little longer, you're more than welcome to. If you've anchored your way into meditation and you want to stay, all good as well. Just let my voice be perhaps just noise in the background. But for those of you who are ready, you can start to bring your awareness back into the space. You might notice first sounds, maybe then bringing awareness into what the body feels, right? Textures, the mat, your clothing, perhaps the temperature of the room. And carefully, in your own time, you can take a brief little scan, starting from the tips of the toes and drawing your awareness all the way up through the crown of the head. If you're in Savasana, you can start to wake up the body as unique to you. And in your transition, feel free to roll over to any side and start to come up to a comfortable seat. Once you find your seat here, and perhaps the eyes, you can keep them closed or sound to a soft gaze. If it's comfortable, hands can press together, a gesture of gratitude here. And we'll go ahead and close this practice that we've had with one breath. A big inhale through the nose. And sigh out through your mouth. And sealing our practice here this evening, everyone, the light within me sees and honors the light within you. Loving you, always loving yourself. Namaste. My name is Matty. If you have any questions, right, you can always shoot me a message. You can catch me on Instagram. My handle is supermat1123. All right. Other than that, be on the lookout for what we've got coming up for you at Chelsea Piers. So we've got lots of live classes, also Zoom classes. The schedule is posted on our feed. Check that out. And other than that, this video is available for the next 24 hours. Send it to your friends and so on and so forth. And I will see you all soon. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day.